Hello my love and welcome back to the channel and welcome to the new subscribers. Today we are going to look at Jamie Lynn Spears and her relationship with Britney Spears and this conservatorship. This video is a part 2 to the video that I did previously on Britney Spears fighting her conservatorship, and if you missed this video I made sure to include it in the description below. So without any further ado, let's just dive in. So my love, in this spread, Jamie Lynn is represented with the stork, which fell in the house of the star. So this combination of the stork with the stars, usually this is a person that is open to change, because the stork card is a card of change. So her falling on top of the star, she is definitely open to change somehow, or at least favorable to change, and that is change in general. Here in this position we actually have access to a full box of 9 card present. So we're going to start with this first column with the whip over the cloud, the moon over the bear, and the house over the heart. Taking each combination separately, the whip over the cloud is mental torment. Then we have some type of supervision here in the presence of the moon over the bear. And I say supervision because this could be a therapist. So this being behind the stork, I want to ask, has she or is she seeing a therapist? Because this could be the therapist represented here with the moon over the bear. And the whip and the moon put together, this is a conflict between your needs and your fears, and also an indication that her own conscience is not at peace. So the conscience here, if your conscience is not at peace, it's probably because she knows she's not in the right. She hasn't done what she has said in the public that she's been doing. I mean, she recently come out in a video that she recorded to address the public, where she said that she's always had Britney Spears' back.
Since the day I was born, I've only loved, adored, and supported my sister. Maybe I didn't support her the way the public would like me to, with a hashtag on a public platform, but I can assure you that I've supported my sister long before there was a hashtag, and I'll support her long after. I'm not my family, I'm my own person, I'm speaking for myself. I'm so proud of her for requesting new counsel, like I told her to do many years ago. Oh, not on a big public platform, but just in a personal conversation between two sisters.
She was kind of distancing herself from the entire situation and try to look like the good guy. But yeah, the card here seemed to say that, yeah, it's not really what you say, because your conscience, you may say that you have good conscience because you've always stood next to your sister, but the cards here are saying no, you know very well that you have not. Then the next card that we are going to look at are these 3 cards in the second column, and we start with the snake over the snake. That is really bad, because the snake alone is a card that talks about someone who is a liar. They don't tell the truth, and this is an answer to the question if we were to ask, was she telling the truth in that video, or is she telling the truth in general about her relationship with Britney Spears and the support that she claimed to always have had for Britney Spears because of the snake here that is right on top of her. No, she has not. This is a card that strongly suggests lies and deceit. So on top of having a dysfunctional family, because we see here dysfunctional family with the whip and the house, this is lots of quarrels in the family, people who don't get along. And then it is not far from the snake card. That snake card also seems to say literally we have snakes in the house, snake in the family. Also, when you look at the snake and the stork, because the stork is a card of improvement, a card of change, there may be a realization here that, okay, things need to change. And she attempted to step forward first with that video in an attempt to change things around, or also what she was saying. But there is a realization here definitely that things need to change. How, I don't know, but according to the cards, it is there. Then here we have the bird that is over the ring, and this combination talks about some type of suspicious cooperation and possibly even the presence of multiple contract of some sorts, because the ring does deal with contract as well. So what sort of contract that were made here? It's possibly related to the conservatorship, because when you look, the letter is knighting the bird, so it is related. There's something that they did and she is part of, unlike what she said in her video that she has nothing to do with the conservatorship and never benefited from it. The card are showing something different. The stork and the bird here show her attempt to want to distance herself from the entire situation, and this may be because, as I said in the previous video, Britney Spears voices her intention to sue her entire family, and this here we see with the stork and the bird talking about Jamie Lynn. This is an attempt to distance yourself from this entire situation, the conservatorship, possibly in an event to not be included in the suit.
I'm not my family. I'm my own person. I'm speaking for myself.
She's part of the family. She's part of who Britney Spears wants to sue. Then next we look at the third column, that is the garden over the coffin, which is segregation of some sort. When we think of segregation, we can only think of how isolated Britney Spears has been here, while everybody is profiting of her and forcing her into a conservatorship where she is not a person of her own, but one controlled by others, everyone else that is benefiting from her through this conservatorship. So we see that segregation, or even familial segregation, in the garden over the coffin. Then the cloud over the stork. The cloud here is over the stork, and Jamie Lynn is represented as the stork here. So because of the presence of the clouds, this is to say that she is shady, at least according to the spread, because I don't know her and I haven't been following her, so I'm just giving you the interpretation that I see in front of me, the interpretation of the cards that I see in front of me. So in this spread we have of her that not only she is a liar, but she is also shady. And the cloud and the sun here seems to say that, yeah, more and more that shadiness is going to be revealed as we move forward. And the sun is also standing on top of the book, which the book, as I said in the previous video, the book deals with secrets and things that are kept secret, kept close, while the sun deals with revealing anything that is kept secret, revealing things. So yeah, the sun here being right below the cloud, her shadiness, she's going to be exposed more and more. So I wouldn't be surprised if more videos come about Jamie Lynn and the title like Jamie Lynn Exposed, or like this type of videos, because yes, she doesn't seem to be who she portrays herself to be. And the mask that she is wearing right now, it seems that with the sun here, it is going to fall at some point. When we mirror the cards, we do have here the snake that mirrors with the bird. These are literally little dirty tricks that are put in place in order to ruin someone's life. So that alone speaks for itself. But yes, the garden and the cloud here, because she's a shady person, she is also a bad company, or at least she seems to be a bad company for Britney Spears. Then looking at the card on top, still in this spread, we have the whip, the snake, and the coffin, and it comes by, these three cards come back to what I was saying earlier. Jamie Lynn is going to, according to this spread at least, Jamie Lynn is going to attempt to do anything that she wants to distance herself from this entire situation and continue to claim that, yeah, she's always had Britney Spears back and she will always have her back, and all, trying to stand by her publicly while she's not doing so in private. That's what we see in here. And the whip and the snake, this is someone very toxic, and they will attempt to do all that they possibly can. Well, she will attempt to do all that she possibly can, and also even try to use diplomacy to, as I said again, distance herself from the entire family, maybe in hope not to be sued when Britney sues everyone. And of course, the snake and the garden. The garden is a representation of the public in Lenormand, and when you take the snake and the garden, this is someone lying to the public, and this is Jamie Lynn that we are talking about. So she's lying to us, and that video that she made was a lie, and all of this of course is based on this spread alone. Then we look at the moon, the stork, and the cloud. These three cards are talking about her emotions possibly being all over the place. And it will make sense because right now with this conservatorship, Britney Spears is no longer willing to stay silent. So she is going to fight this. Britney Spears is going to fight for her freedom. And she's also, with this suit that she announced that she will go through against her entire family, this whole thing is not nowhere to stop. So it will be understandable here why Jamie Lynn will be anxious there, because the moon and the cloud together, this means somehow being anxious. I guess we will see what the future holds. Then we have the house, the birds, and the sun. And these three cards are actually very positive because they talk about some type of agreement that she may come to with Britney or Team Britney possibly. But at some point it looks like, when we look at this card, it looks like, yeah, she's going to take some type of, she's going to make some type of contract or come to some type of agreement or strike some type of deal of some sort. It's possibly, I mean, it can be with Britney. In the previous video, in part 1, we said that this was Britney. Again, I don't know how those law stuff work. So when there is the suit or even this fight for the conservatorship to end, I said in the previous video that it is going to be a mess. So the agreement here, we'll see with time what this agreement is about, but it is something positive. And with the presence of Britney Spears not far, it seems like, of course it is related to her, but it will also be like the agreement would be with her, or at least her team. Mirroring the card from the stork from Jamie Lynn, we see that she is mirroring with the letter which fell over the fox. And we said previously that the letter under the fox, this is the conservatorship, by the way, and this is also a fraudulent document in the sense that it was filled with not just right information but some type of false information as well. That's why I said fraudulent. So with these two mirroring each other, we see that the letter and the story, this is a document that is bringing changes to someone's life. And here, of course, the conservatorship brought changes into Britney Spears' life. And the fact that it is mirroring with Jamie Lynn, it may reveal that what she said, that she has nothing to do with the conservatorship and is not affected by it in any way or shape possible, that she was lying, because here she clearly seemed to be having a connection with that conservatorship, and it does look like she's been benefiting from it too. Next, mirroring the stork to the ring, this is a change in a relationship or even a change in a contract of some sort. It could be her own relationship that this conservatorship fight may impact, or a partnership with the entire family. But there is a change here in a relationship where she is involved somehow. And when you pair those two mirrored cards, the letter and the ring, again, because of the presence of the stork right in the middle, this contract or a contract again is changing, a partnership of some sort. I don't know what this is about, and possibly time will tell what this is. Then we mirror the stork to our next card, that is the tower. The tower is sitting on top of the fish. This represents an increase in finances. So the financial increase here, yeah, this is a confirmation that yes, she's been benefiting from this conservatorship financially, and the card is also right across from the conservatorship card. So yes, she's not telling the truth.
This situation does not affect me either way, because I am only her sister who's only concerned about her happiness.
There is definitely here, we see with the tower on top of the fish, that she has been benefiting from it. But also with the stork, these are talk of a possible change in her position. I mean, the position that she has concerning this conservatorship, because of course of the fight that is already in place for this conservatorship to end. Using the method of knighting, we start with the stork knighting to the hurt. And this is a transitional period, even her relationship with her own sister, with Britney. And again, that made sense because this fight is going to change. I mean, they already are not on a good term. They're already not in a good relationship. And that is not going to get better as this fight for the end of the conservatorship is going to move forward. And also the presence of the whip and the snake very close to the hurt, as we talk about the relationship with Britney Spears and Jamie Lynn Spears. Those two cards right next to the card, this is not a positive relationship. Then we knight the stork to the cross. This is a painful change in that relationship, and also painful change coming ahead for Jamie Lynn. Knighting the stork to the rider. There is some news that is going to come on, and what type of news I am not sure, I cannot tell right now, but it definitely has to do with the conservatorship, because the rider is right below the letter card, which is here the cards that represent the conservatorship. Then the stork knighting the bouquet. This is a change in social life, a change in her social status, whatever that means. Then we go from knighting the stork to the fish. Again, change in financial status, or just financial changes, but again, all of this related to the conservatorship. Knighting the stork to the fox. This tells me that Jamie Lynn might retract the false accusation that she might have made that contributed to solidifying the case for the conservatorship against Britney to begin with, at least every time it was extended. It's either that or she may try to justify her position in this conservatorship, because I think she is in charge of Britney's trust or something like that. She may try to retract her lies, past lies about this conservatorship, or just justify her participation and her current position in this conservatorship. So putting those cards together, the rider, the bouquet, the fish, and the fox. This could be an invitation to discuss her participation or involvement in the conservatorship, or it could also be an evaluation of Britney Spears herself, because the fox card here also talks about an investigation of some sort. Because it's right above Britney Spears, it could be about an investigation of the family for this suit that Britney Spears said she will move forward to. And after the investigation, when there are things taken to court, she as in Jamie Lynn may be called as a witness of some sort to talk about her position and involvement in the entire thing. It could be that, but I'm sorry if I may not seem or sound too clear talking about this. That is just because, yes, when it comes to law, again, I'm not an expert in law. I don't know how those things work except from what we see on TV, and of course, what we see on TV is not always true, but I'm giving you the impression that I have from the court and my interpretation. So only time will say how things go here, and we will see, my love. So to look deeper at her relationship, Jamie Lynn Spears' relationship with Britney Spears, this brings the focus in this to call the stork and Britney Spears here, the lady, and drawing a square or rectangle about each, we see that they are connected by the ring and the tower, and in the middle they do have the sun. So in the previous video, we did touch on the tower and Britney Spears, meaning that Britney Spears is very isolated and feels lonely in this entire conservatorship because of this entire conservatorship. So this is, we're not denying that. And because it is also below the stork, Jamie Lynn, this shows that she lied when she said that she is close to Britney and has always been there for her. The tower shows that no, that's not true. She stepped away and isolated or contributed to isolating Britney even more. Then when we look at the ring here is also on top of the fox. That is not good. That is not, again, a positive relationship. And of course, all those lies that she's been saying, when we look at the card in the middle connecting her to Britney, we see that it is the sun that is on top of the book. So all her BS is going to come to light. Hear her talking about Jamie Lynn Spears. So, my love, looking at this card and talking about the relationship with Jamie Lynn and Britney Spears, we can clearly see that, of course, Jamie Lynn is not telling the truth. She has been benefiting from this conservatorship for a long time, and she's lying when she is saying that she's not. And also, she doesn't have a good relationship with Britney Spears, if she even has one, because if she does, it is not a good one. And all this is, of course, based on the cards. So, Jamie Lynn is lying. Alright, my love, if you enjoyed this type of content, please give the video a thumb up. And if you are new to the channel and like what we do here, please consider subscribing, because by doing so, you are helping the channel and myself. Don't hesitate to let me know your thoughts about this entire matter, the conservatorship, the relationship between Britney Spears and her family, or here in this instance, what you think of Jamie Lynn Spears, and even possibly this video. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.